You're watching Champ Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. And tonight, here in Albany, this one is going to be fun. The top two seeds in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. The number 1 seed, Monmouth. The number 2 seed, Iona, with an automatic berth into the NCAA tournament on the line. The semifinals were yesterday. Monmouth and Fairfield in the first game. Monmouth was down by 9 midway through the first half. Justin Robinson, MAAC Player of the Year, all 5-8 of them. With the finish up at rim level, Micah Seaborn knocks down a 3. Monmouth goes on a big run, and they win by 13 over Fairfield. Yeah, the bench mob loves it. In the second semifinal, Iona and Siena. On Siena's home court, Isaiah Williams of Iona, 17 first-half points, 23 in the game. A.J. English, 3-time first-team All-MAAC performer, 29 points on the night. The Gales win 81-70, and they advance to the championship game tonight. This is the game in this league most people were expecting to see, and in many ways were hoping to see for the championship with Monmouth and Iona. Here's why. They don't like each other. Some words exchanged before the first meeting. Monmouth goes into Iona, wins 110-102. Again, the bench mob loves it. A little scuffle after the game and bad feelings on both sides. In the rematch, though, Iona getting some revenge on Monmouth's court, winning 83-67, a big game for A.J. English. As always, a real team effort for the Gales. They win by 16, setting the scene for this game here tonight. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Champ Week. Welcome to Albany. Dan Shulman and Jay Billis. So you've got some bad blood. You've got the top 2 seeds. And you've got a spot in the NCAA tournament on the line. This one's got, as they say, all the makings.
And it's going to be so much fun because both these teams can really score. And Monmouth, win or lose, I think Monmouth is in the NCAA tournament because Monmouth has won 13 road games, 17 road and neutral. This team has beaten UCLA. They've beaten Notre Dame, Southern Cal. They beat Georgetown. They're the regular season champs of this league. And they're led by a dynamic point guard in Justin Robinson, just 5'8". He can get up and dunk it. They throw lobs to him. He scores over 20 points per game. He had 36 earlier this year against Siena. And against the big shots that they played, he's averaged over 22 points per game. And Iona is a team that can get up and down the floor, and they can do it against this Monmouth team. If they get a shot clock violation, that will be national news because this team likes to shoot a lot of threes. They make about 10 per game, and they are led by another dynamic player, 3 times All-MAAC first team, A.J. English. He lost the Player of the Year vote by 1 vote to Justin Robinson. He can put it on the deck. An excellent three-point shooter coming off a 29-point game in the semifinals against Siena. He's got to be the guy that you find in transition first.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Cintas. Ibn Muhammad injured last night, missed the second half of the game, but he's back in there tonight. Deshaun Amutch could really shoot it. And we told you about Williamson, of course, English. For Monmouth, Micah Seaborn, the MAAC Rookie of the Year. And their big guy in the middle, Chris Brady, a very effective player. A big body on the inside for the Hawks. Both teams average about 80 points per game. It should be up and down. Monmouth, by virtue of being the higher seed, the regular season champion, they're in the white jerseys, and they get the first possession of the night.
And Iona goes to a matchup zone. This team plays a lot of different defenses. They go for steals. They can be really tough to figure out because they'll go man in the middle of a possession.
Seaborn off to Josh James going inside. Had the shot altered. Shot clock at 7. Put back no good by Deion Jones, and Iona getting its first possession of the night.
Well, Jordan Washington able to avoid getting a foul. He has been in foul trouble a lot this year and barely played at all in the semifinals because he picked up so many quick fouls.
English short on his first 3. English averaging better than 20 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds per game. And this year, Jay, as you know, he had a 45-point game and a 46-point game.
Well, the only guy in the country to score over 45 in a game twice. There's been only one other player in the country that scored 40 or more twice. That's Jack Gibbs of Davidson.
So it's number 5 for Iona. Him with the ball right there. A.J. English we're talking about. Elbow jumper won't go down for Washington, and back come the Hawks.
Well, even if these teams get off to a little bit of a slow start, they'll heat up fast. They are used to getting up and down the floor, and they are not bothered by missing a couple shots. They're going to keep going.
As we mentioned, the first game between the two was 110-102, and that was not an overtime game. That was a 40-minute game. Monmouth winning on Iona's home court, and then Iona winning 83-67 in the rematch on Monmouth's home court. Iona has lost in the final of their league each of the last 2 years.
Josh James guarding A.J. English, and he can't really help off of him. That's a walk.
Former North Carolina point guard King Rice is the head coach of Monmouth. In his 5th year with the Hawks, they've gone from 11 to 18 to 27 wins the last 3 years. This is just their 3rd year in this conference. In the MAAC, they came from the Northeast Conference.
As soon as they get down the court, Iona comes out in a little tandem, and then they get back really into 2-3 matchup zone.
Baseline jumper short for Deion Jones, playing with a glove on his right hand. Broke a bone in that hand a few weeks ago. Just returned last night for the semifinal.
It's basically a football glove that they've cut the palm out of.
Isaiah Williams will break the ice. The 6'7" senior from Newark, New Jersey, averaging almost 13 points per game.
He broke a lot of ice in the semifinals. Yeah. He was 3 of 17 coming into that game, but he's certainly out of his slump after putting up 23. Going 10 of 16 against the end. He's also an excellent rebounder. Had 11 rebounds against the Saints in the semis.
James, little shovel pass that Brady can't handle. And it'll be out of bounds to Monmouth with 8 on the shot clock. The head coach of the Iona Gales is Tim Kloos. His 6th season with Iona, and they have had a lot of success. They got an at-large in 2012. They won the conference tournament in 2013, and they have lost in the championship game each of the last 2 years.
I think the only coach that likes to play faster than Kloos is Paul Westhead.
The Loyola Marymount reference from way back in the day. Deion Jones spinning and laying it in with a left hand, and Monmouth is on the board.
Maybe a questionable shot, but you have got to be alert in transition. You can't just run back and protect the paint. You got to protect the three-point line.
Brady misses the floater. Williams out of the traffic, and numbers for Iona. English will pull up for 3. Offensive rebound.
Anytime you take those threes, getting a block out is a difficult deal. So Iona's going to have some offensive rebounds that are going to be long ones.
Williams for 3. He's made a couple. Iona up by 4.
Iona does such a good job after an offensive rebound of finding an open shooter. And tell you what, Isaiah Williams is one heck of a basketball player. He's a senior, came from a difficult background in Newark, New Jersey, and he's made himself into an outstanding player.
Nice little shot fake and step through there by Josh James.
Josh James having to guard A.J. English and think about offense. That's going to be a tall order for 40 minutes.
Ibn Muhammad matched up with Justin Robinson.
Aaron Roundtree can set some screens on the perimeter, try to pull Brady away.
There's Roundtree, former Wake Forest Demon Deacon, graduated in 3 years, playing here as a grad student, and he's fired up as he knocks down that jumper.
You know, they always talk about the fifth-year transfers, the graduate transfers that go from a school like Iona to a big shot school, one of the Power 5. He did it the opposite way. You just don't hear about those quite as much.
James baseline. Jones had it knocked away, and it stays in play for the Gales.
We talk about Iona's offense, and rightfully so, because they can put up a lot of points. But what's making Iona a really, really good team the second half of the year is the attention they've paid to defense. This has become a much better defensive team the last half of the year.
I think, Jay, in almost 5 minutes, I think we've had one whistle. There has not been a foul in this game.
The referees are breathing too hard. They got to run all the time.
Two-man game. Roundtree fadeaway jumper short. Here's Robinson, player of the year in the league, all of 5'8". He's a junior from Lake Katrine, New York.
The length of Isaiah Williams just really stopping Seaborn.
Offensive foul, little push off there on Robinson.
Isaiah Williams, the top rebounder for this team, but he can stretch it out as well. Off to a good early start.
Attendees at 96 events in downtown Albany chose BLT mac and cheese from Jack's Oyster House as the top dish from the Hamburger Mac and Cheese Fest. The signature fan event of the 2016 MAAC Basketball Championship. Jack's Oyster House. Congratulations to MAAC Basketball 2015-2016 All Academic Teams.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Proud to support and equip hundreds of Team USA contenders so they can achieve their Olympic dreams. And the Lexus Command Performance Sales Event. Now through March 31st. See your Lexus dealer.
Iona by 4 in the early going here with the MAAC Championship game in Albany. The bench mob, or the Hawk's Nest, but commonly known as the bench mob. They got a ton of attention early in the season. 4 guys at the end of the bench for Monmouth who have all kinds of antics when things are going well, whether it's surfing, whether it's the snake, whether it's the defibrillator, whether it's Katniss Everdeen from Hunger Games, whether it's trying to find their glasses. They've got, I'm told they have 23 different routines. And they'll kind of, you know, it's like a comedian. You go into the show before the night and you say, okay, what am I feeling tonight? What material do I want to use? And keep an eye on them, as we will try to, whenever Monmouth makes a good play, specifically a three-pointer.
Yeah, most teams have a scout team. They've got a totally different deal. They're like a drama group and incredibly entertaining, a lot of fun. They were at Sports Center earlier this year, in studio. John Buccigross very upset that airtime was taken away from him.
Getting into the lane but unable to finish is Austin Tillman.
And a great challenge in the lane by Iona. Well, the Gales have really done a good job defensively. They change defenses up. They'll go man, they'll go zone, they'll press, they'll trap. Ball goes into the post off the first dribble. Sometimes they'll come and double. You're kept off balance all the time by the Gales.
Diego Quinn, Colin Stewart have checked into the game for Monmouth. Nice ball movement by the Gales. Deshaun Much puts it on the deck, gets inside, up and in, and the lead is 6.
They change sides, and they don't just make the extra pass. Iona has been making the right pass. Then after the ball moves, then they can drive it and attack. Really a mature approach to offense. They like to play fast, but they don't play reckless. They take good shots in transition.
Robinson on the drive. Can't get it to go. Not a lot of second opportunities in the early going for Monmouth. A high-scoring team. They've got only 4 points in almost 7 minutes.
Well, even though 7 minutes are gone, it's still pretty early. And this is a team that can get really hot. Good pass.
Roundtree gathers and then turns it over. No, a kick is the call. The ruling is that the Monmouth player stuck his leg out to the extent where that was not just incidental.
I thought that was more leg than kick, but well, you're right. That was a good call. Yep. Good call.
Stewart got the foot out there. Jeff Anderson, Ronnie Tyberski, and DJ Karstensen are the officials tonight.
Even though Iona's gotten off to the early lead and Monmouth hasn't put many points up in the first 7 minutes, they're only down 2 possessions. And both these teams can score in bunches, and they can do it in a hurry.
Washington back into the game for Iona. Ricky McGill. Air ball on the 3. Nobody boxes out. And Isaiah Williams with a dunk and a technical. I don't know what what did I do look is for. We all saw what you did. There was nobody underneath the basket.
No, I mean, the referee's making the right call on this according to the rule book, but we need to lighten up a little bit. I mean, this is... It's like we've become a little lead now. Their breakaway rims is not that big of a deal. But it is the right call given the rule book. The referees can't do anything about it.
Tim Kluse wants an explanation.
Yeah, Tim Kluse is like, we're selling tickets to this, And that's kind of my thing about it is with, in the old days when the rule was not one of sportsmanship, the rule was one to protect the rims when we didn't have breakaway rims. We've got breakaway rims now, and that's why we're letting them dunk in warm-ups. But the basketball gods usually come through in these kind of situations, and we're back to it being no big deal.
And they made an 85% free throw shooter miss, you're saying, the basketball gods.
I'm a believer.
See if Monmouth can get untracked offensively. They're down 12-4. If you weren't with us right off the top of the show, as Muhammad checks back in, Jay said, in his opinion, Monmouth is in, win or lose. They've beaten UCLA, USC, Notre Dame, and Georgetown this year. Iona knows it needs to win this game to get into the NCAA tournament.
And the reason isn't just because of that, Dan. It's because this team only played one non-conference home game. They've won 13 true road games, 17 road neutral games of their 27 wins. Now, if the committee really means what it says about the value of road wins and the value of challenging yourself, what else do we expect Monmouth to do?
Deion Jones with a long jumper.
I think this team has proven they're good enough, but also with the resume they put together, show me another team in the field that's got 13 road wins and 17 road neutral wins. You can't do it.
And the wins we were talking about over some big name teams, if you will, although neither UCLA nor Georgetown has had a great season, both of those are true road wins for Monmouth. They actually split with USC. They played him twice. They lost at USC. They beat him in a tournament in Orlando, and they beat Notre Dame when the Irish were ranked 17th on a neutral court as well.
And all their losses, we call them bad losses, but they've all been on the road. And a number of teams that are on, quote-unquote, on the bubble have lost games in their conference on the road. But there's no team on the bubble that can boast the kind of quality road wins that Monmouth can. Not one.
Meanwhile, Iona got off to a bit of a slow start this year. They battled some injuries. They're about as healthy now as they've been all year. They've won 11 out of 12 coming into this game as English misses the three. It'll be out of bounds to Iona when we come back. We'll step aside for a timeout. We're talking to Joey Brackets from the bunker. Get his thoughts on these two teams and others when we come back. We got some hum. Hello, Joe. How you doing? How are your rations holding up in the bunker? Yeah. All right. We're going to hit you on Monmouth. We're going to hit you on the West Coast follows us, the semis, so we might hit you on the Zags and St. Mary's. And, yeah.
110 first. 110 first.
Do I need card 110 on Monmouth's key non-conference wins? Are you going to show that? All right. All right. And then our esteemed producer, Joe, is asking about the Syracuse pitching. Is it an elimination game? Early here in Albany, Iona leading Monmouth 12-6. Both teams, especially the Hawks, cold in the early going. We told you a little bit about all the key non-conference wins for Monmouth this year. Back in November, they won at UCLA 84-81. Then at neutral court, they take care of 17th-ranked Notre Dame 70-68. Again, neutral court, they beat USC 83-73. And then mid-December at Georgetown, they win going away 83-68. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis. Let's go to Joe Lunardi live in the Infinity Bracket bunker. Joe, Jay says he believes win or lose, Monmouth deserves to be and will be in the tournament this year. If they lose this game in your mind, are they definitely still in? we've got the West Coast Conference semifinals coming up later on tonight. Give us your take right now on St. Mary's and Gonzaga. All right, last question. ACC tournament starts tomorrow in Washington. On Wednesday, Pittsburgh will play Syracuse in the 8-9 game. Is that an elimination game for those two teams, or can one of them afford to lose and still get in at large? All right, Joe, enjoy the bunker. You know, Jay, the one thing I think about, we just talked about Gonzaga, we talked about Pittsburgh, thinking way back to the first game you and I did this season, the Armed Forces game in Japan, the game that was not completed because of the condensation, the humidity on the court. I mean, who knows how it would have ended. I think it was Pittsburgh by 2 at halftime when the game was called, but you're looking at a couple of schools who really could have used a win like that.
No question. And the problem for Pittsburgh is they didn't have enough other road games, or excuse me, just non-conference high-profile games to make up for that one. They only had that in Davidson, so they did need that game. And I'll tell you what, Monmouth got off to a slow start, and they almost gave up a layup, but they are right back in this thing. And they've picked up their defense a little bit. They're going out and trapping and trying to, if you can imagine, trying to speed Iona up a little bit, get them out of a comfortable rhythm they've been in.
Tillman, who is not a great outside shooter, he does most of his damage in around the rim. Kind of got a little Roosevelt Jones in him, the way that he plays. Misses that long jumper, and it's Iona with the ball and a 2-point lead.
Yeah, he's a driver. Great backdoor cut.
And a foul is called on Hornby because he prevented English from making the basket, and English is grimacing and limping a little bit as he makes his way to the free throw line.
He's tweaked an ankle.
As we mentioned, the West Coast Conference semis are coming up right after us tonight on ESPN. The top seed, St. Mary's, taking on Pepperdine, and then after that over on ESPN2, it's Gonzaga and BYU. I believe the Zags have made 17 straight NCAA tournaments, and that certainly is not a done deal this year that they're going to make it to 18. Championship game tomorrow night at 9 Eastern here on ESPN.
One of the things that A.J. English does so well is move without the ball. He positions himself very well to get shots, and it's not just that he can make shots, he can get shots. And here's a guy that for the last 3 years has been very closely guarded and seen almost every defense you can see. And he's a selfless player, Dan. He's one of those guys that, you know, if you get hot, he's going to get you the ball. He's not worried about his scoring. He's going to get his, and he knows it because he can really play. And then how about when Justin Robinson of Monmouth was named MAAC Player of the Year by one vote? I thought he was incredibly dignified in how he dealt with it. He said
English was.
Yeah, English was. He said he would have voted for Robinson too.
Yeah. English, a senior, Robinson, a junior. I think that everybody agrees the best pro prospect in this league is English. And there have been NBA scouts at a number of his games. His dad was a great Division II player, played a couple of years in the NBA for the Washington then Bullets, now Wizards, and played overseas as well. Both Robinson and English on the bench right now, and hard to believe better than 10 minutes into the game, neither one of them has made a field goal yet. You saw the 2 free throws for English. Robinson hasn't scored yet.
That will be remedied.
Yes.
We're not going to go a whole game without that because A.J. English against Monmouth this year is averaging 38 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.5 3-point shots.
He had 31 in a win, and in the earlier game he had 45 in the loss. As Hornby is fouled on the drive.
Now we got some extracurricular stuff. Hornbeek went in and was body seeking against Aaron Roundtree, and Roundtree didn't like it. And he decided that he was going to just a little bit extra, standing over him, and nobody likes being stood over.
I think Hornbeek might have, you couldn't really see it from that angle. I think he might have gotten an arm out and kind of pushed Roundtree to the ground as Roundtree contested that shot attempt. The foul was called earlier. The foul wasn't on Roundtree.
Yeah, it was just good. You know, look, it's just good hard basketball. That's the way it goes. The referees have done a good job. That's just part of the gig. And everybody's got to play through it.
Well, and King Rice said in the second game, Monmouth won the first game at Iona. He said in the second game, his players weren't really ready for the fight. He said when you play Iona, it's going to be a fight. And you got to be ready for that physically.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be ready for a physical battle, and everything's going to be contested. And a lot of coaches talk about being ready to play, and I think you do have to be ready to fight. Not punches thrown. I'm not talking about that, but fight for the ball, fight for positions, ball on the floor, you're on the floor, that kind of stuff. And you have to be able to play through contact.
Roundtree with a good rebound in traffic off the miss by Seaborn. Here's Muhammad, who suffered an injury last night, back spasms and maybe some leg cramping as well. He was down in utter agony on the court for a couple of minutes, had to be carried off the court, did not return last night, but was in the starting lineup again tonight.
Roundtree can drive this matchup.
Shot clock running down, it's a 2. Muhammad, the force, doesn't get the rim, and it's Monmouth ball.
Well, Monmouth has got a more physical defensive lineup in the ball game. And the guy that really leads the way for them, not only when the game gets physical, is Deion Jones. I mean, that kid is a terrific player. He's a senior. He's their glue guy, their leader, a guy who led the team in scoring 2 years ago. Last year was the second leading scorer. Now he's third in scoring, but it has not changed his attitude one bit. And that's what great leaders do. You can see after breaking his hand, that's the glove he's wearing on his right hand as he inbounds it. Really an interesting looking glove. Yeah. Monmouth called the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Monmouth training staff called the Oklahoma City Thunder training staff because Russell Westbrook had done that same thing. And it's worked out really well for him.
And you can see what it looks like on the top of his hand. It's pretty thick, but it's cut out in the palm of his hand, which allows him to shoot the ball reasonably well. Jalon Hornby shooting it well, knocks down the 3, and the Hawks back within 1.
Jalon Hornby transferred to Monmouth from Oklahoma. He came into Oklahoma to play for Lon Kruger along with Isaiah Cousins and Buddy Hield. He was actually Buddy Hield's roommate when he was with the Sooners.
Hot Proctor, who's given the Gales some good minutes off the bench each of the last 2 nights, drives and draws the foul. Well, you mentioned the glove that Deion Jones is wearing. Here's a closer look at it.
It's really a football glove. You can see the padding up top. It's not like they've added anything to it. They just cut out the palm of it in the fingers so that he can get a better. He can't even grip the ball. It's not like he can palm the ball or anything, but it gives him a little better feel. And the thing he struggled with the most are free throws. Like when he catches it to shoot a jump shot, the rhythm looks pretty good. The mechanics look pretty good. It's been a little more difficult for him on a free throw.
He came over. We were talking to him at shoot around today, and he reached out his hand to shake my hand, and then we didn't know, should I shake or fist bump? I didn't want to injure the kid. Announcer knocked Star out of the game in the MAAC championship.
Well, you're tough. You're not that
tough. Yeah, you're right. Proctor with a steal. Numbers for the Gales. Look ahead. Washington up and under is good.
Wow. What a nice catch and finish by Jordan Washington. And if he can stay on the floor, he can be an impact player. Good rebounder, obviously, as you just saw, a solid finisher. But he's had a hard time staying on the floor with fouls.
He picks up almost a foul every 5 minutes at court time. Averages only about 18 minutes a game.
Picks up offensive fouls, defensive.
And there's an easy one for Chris Brady.
Brady, the left-hander, just staying behind the defense and got the drop-off. Who's done that a lot? Just what he just did was Marshall Plumlee at Duke. He's made a living on that this year.
Proctor with a nice shot fake and a floater. The lead back to 5 for Iona. Pace picking up. The ball starting to go through the basket more.
And also some full court pressure from Iona. Oftentimes a big guy, if you stay behind the defense,
Adnan, thank you. 5 tickets have already been punched, including Yale for the first time. What is it, 62 years, I believe?
Since 1962
Since 1962, yeah. I'm sorry. So in 54 years as they win the Ivy. Let's take a look at some MAAC championship history. Iona in the game tonight. They've won more titles than anybody. They are 8-time conference tournament champions. Manhattan has defeated Iona each of the last 2 years. And the championship game historically has been a close one. And it would not come as any surprise tonight if Iona and Monmouth played a very close game here in this one.
And many people remember the great coaches that Iona has had, including Jim Valvano, who coached Jeff Ruland here at Iona. Do you know who's got the best winning percentage in Iona history?
I do not.
Coaching? Tim Welsh. How about that? Tim Welsh was here 3 years, coached Mindaugas, Tominskis, and Mikkel Larson. I used to do those games years ago. And Tim Welsh won 76% of his games at Iona.
Robinson forcing it up with a shot clock running down. But it's Iona ball. So Justin Robinson, player of the year in the conference, is checked back in. A.J. English is back in for Iona as well. This is English on the drive, and it's deflected out of bounds by James.
Now, who would have thought almost 14 minutes into this game that Justin Robinson would not have scored and A.J. English would have only 2 points and not a field goal?
One guy averaged, Robinson averaging almost 20. English averages better than 22. Proctor. And Brady down with the rebound.
And they're getting decent shots. Well, Seaborn's going to be a good player. He can really play.
In and out for the MAAC Rookie of the Year. Iona has taken 10 threes already. They've only made 2 of them. They're shooting 32% overall. Monmouth shooting just 27% overall.
And that's not a crazy number for Iona. They take about 27 threes a game, and they make 10.
Deshaun Much knocks it down. Shooting stroke a little bit unorthodox, but when you make 45% of them, nobody cares.
Yeah, he's made over 75 three-pointers. He shoots about 45% from 3.
Deflected, and it's off the fingertips of Brady. Another Monmouth turnover. Tune in for our Wednesday NBA doubleheader presented by State Farm. It starts with the Grizzlies and the Celtics early. And then what should be a great late game between the Clippers and OKC. Coverage begins with NBA Countdown charged by Dew at 7:30. Both games on ESPN. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app.
A 2-3 zone right now for Monmouth. And you obviously have to watch A.J. English, but Isaiah Williams the other one. And they get really good movement and overload the zone.
Washington over Brady, no. Monmouth ball.
Here's Sarr grabbing that rebound, a guy that can really pass it. And not a good pass by Justin Robinson. Just that drop off. Anytime you're passing behind to a big guy, you are asking for a turnover. And Brady just couldn't handle that. And you certainly don't want to give backward bounce passes. And that's just too difficult. He was leading him into a charge, even though that you saw that Jordan Washington was inside of the arc. You're asking a big guy to process an awful lot when you're making that kind of pass.
And Robinson's been a little turnover prone in this tournament. 9 turnovers combined in the quarterfinal and semifinal games.
Once the lid comes off the basket for both these teams, we're going to see a bunch of points scored, but it has been a slugfest so far. And really unusual.
Neutral court, big building here in Albany. This is Siena's home court, and Iona beat Siena, the 3 seed in the semifinals last night. Monmouth, the top seed, to beat the number 5 seed Fairfield in the semifinals last night.
Well, Jimmy Patsos at Siena's done such a great job of that program. That was just so hard for Siena to find the shooters for Iona in transition. They hit so many threes, and when Isaiah Williams is going to shoot that well, I mean, he was killing it, especially he had 17 points in the first half. I think he only missed 1 shot. The closeouts for Iona have been really good. Hands up, they're taking the shot away, and then they worry about the drive. What a good down. That was a really good bounce pass by Justin Robinson. That led Brady right into his shot, the left-hander right into his motion.
Monmouth staying in the zone. Deep one for English. And he'll take them from that depth, maybe even deeper with regularity, but they're not going down for him so far tonight.
Micah Seaborn's a guy that's got to get going too, because he's another guy that can really score.
Hornbeek for 3. Got it. And Monmouth back within 3.
In a game like this, you have to just keep plugging. And Jalon Hornbeek has played in a lot of big games over the course of his career, and he is unafraid. But you have to play. He's not a great shooter, but he can knock shots down. The scouting report says play him as a driver, but you better get a hand up too.
Inside 10 to shoot.
English would have had a shot there. Roundtree thought it was for him.
Much on the wing. Short on the three. Rebound Hornbeek.
Nice job by Hornbeek to be alert.
And that shot right there, King Rice doesn't mind that shot. Both coaches want to get the ball up, shoot in transition, pick up the pace, and it's Monmouth on a run. The bench mob has woken up a little bit as Jalon Hornbeek knocks down his third three of the game, and the Hawks have come back to tie it.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Staples. Staples has low prices on everything your business needs to make more happen.
All right, and thank you. Speaking of the Zags, you can see them later on tonight, 11:30 Eastern Time over on ESPN2. They take on BYU. And the top seed in the West Coast Conference, St. Mary's and Pepperdine in the first set of the championship game tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, right here on ESPN. Monmouth getting hot. They've made 5 of their last 7. Jalon Hornbeek has made all 3 of his threes tonight, and the game is tied at 23.
And this game is tied with Justin Robinson having a goose egg. The MAAC Player of the Year has yet to score in this game, yet Monmouth is right there with Iona.
And A.J. English, no field goals, just 2 free throws. Give him another assist, though, as Roundtree knocks down the jumper.
That's his second jumper from that spot that he's knocked down. And a little almost half-court pressure all the way out. Now back into the 2-3 zone. See, they communicate pretty well out of it in a tandem right now, but once the first pass is made, they'll be back into more of a traditional look.
Robinson to the wing, and the 3 good for James. Josh James, just a 25% three-point shooter, gives Monmouth the lead, their first lead of the night.
A lot of teams will double off of Josh James, and he can make them pay. He had 14 points against Iona earlier this year, which was his season high. But what a good defender James is. Alma sticking with that zone. The wings are up, and they're small along the baseline. Good fake. That's a foul. Wow.
No call. Brady credited with a block. Here comes Hornby. Another three. This one for Seaborn.
And a great pass by Josh James. Talk about making the right pass. As soon as the defense recovered, he hit the corner. And you're looking at a star in Micah Seaborn. He is a player. He was MAAC Rookie of the Year. That guy is going to be a big-time player in this league.
English. A deep three. This is more what we expected when these two teams get together.
Just a matter of time. Like, these teams are wired to score. You know, if they have periods where they go into a little bit of a drought, it's going to be over soon.
Seaborn stepping into one, and he knocks it down. And Monmouth now 6 for 9 from three-point range.
Jalon Hornbeek was the guy that got it started. And Seaborn has come in right behind him to hit those two. And his range is just so deep. So if he shot fakes, he can put it on the deck after that.
English frustrated as he misses the three.
Now Seaborn, you got to make him put the ball on the floor. And spot ups, his effective field goal percentage on the spot up. Now he dribbled into this one. But his effective field goal percentage on spot ups is 71%. And he's from Arlington, Texas. And he's a guy that's just got a ton of game. He's second on this team in three-point shooting. He's got a terrific step-back move. But his last 10 games, he's averaging over 15 points and shooting well over 42% from three-point range.
Final minute of the first half.
Iona with a zone look.
And a turnover.
Well, that was a little bit of a no look from Seaborn. Williams is wide open.
English spins by his defender, does not get the roll, but he's headed to the free throw line.
A nice tough move by A.J. English. He got one of his shots from the perimeter to go down, but anytime you're struggling from the field, just spun right off of Robinson. Robinson's a great steals guy, tried to knock it away. He was going for that steal, just opened it up. And then fouled by Jones. He went to the rim.
You know, in 2013, when Iona won this tournament and got into the NCAA tournament, English was a freshman, but he was injured. He did not play in the NCAA tournament. The last 2 years, they lost in the championship game of this tournament. He is a senior now, so this is his last crack at getting into the NCAA tournament. They need a win tonight for him to get a chance to play in the big dance.
You know, I think all the players try to play it off how important this is, but it's incredibly important. 15 seconds to go, and Monmouth can wait for the last shot. You really have to be cognizant to get a box out here if you're Iona.
Robinson with his first points of the half. Williams had a little bit more time than he thought, and the first half will come to a close with the Hawks going on a 19-5 run, knocking down a bunch of threes in the last few minutes of the first half and taking a 4-point lead into the locker room.
Much like it was against Fairfield in the first half. Monmouth was down and went on a big run to end the half, doing the same thing to Iona.
Now Justin Robinson needed almost 20 minutes before he scored his first basket, the MAAC Player of the Year. Finally gets one to go with the closing seconds. Monmouth leads by 4. Volkswagen halftime report. Adnan and the guys coming up.
continues a relentless drive. You come prepared. You come willing to work. You come to win. Discover the performance protein bar made just for you. Come ready. 24 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, no sugar alcohols. Your unbelievably awesome taste. Come ready. You don't quit and neither should your bar. Come ready for the competitor in you.
It took me 11 years to finally track down the separate dog like this. Which is it? It's pricey, but a total bargain compared to this little beauty. The New York Mets spent $3.2 million on a dead bat. I have such enormous respect for these people, which is why I stop mad with you. Even though you're way better, which was wrong, making more New Yorkers rich than any other game.
Fans are going to all the teams in the tournament. You never know how it's going to play out. And that's why the New Red Lottery encourages you to get out there and play. The backdropping court is provided by Horner Flooring. Since 1891, Horner and basketball, teammates for the greatest game on earth.
The Rock Coach of the Year. Kate Rice, Monmouth University. He has been used at home by Monmouth University. Kate Rice guided his team to the MAAC regular season title with a 17-3 half mark and a program record 25 wins. His Hawks earned wins over 5 Power 5 conference teams in the 2015-16 season, including the program's first win over a nationally ranked team. The Rock Coach of the Year. Kate Rice, Monmouth University.
Tonight's game is being broadcast on ESPN. Visit Watch ESPN to catch the replay of tonight's game. Visit the official photo store for the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference at StocktonPhoto.com/MAAC to purchase photos for the 2015-2016 MAAC Championships. Again, that's StocktonPhoto.com/MAAC And MAAC fans, be sure to visit MAACSports.com to stay up to date on all the latest information about your favorite MAAC teams.
You're watching Champ Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods.
I don't know about support, but just, you know, I mean, Hornbeek was the guy that got him going. Hornbeek and Seaborn.
You're watching Champ Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. You're watching Champ Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Championship game of the MAAC, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, between the number 1 seed Monmouth. Jelana Hornbeek knocked down all 3 threes that he took in the first half as Monmouth made its final 7 shots of the first half. Isaiah Williams made a couple of threes, a team high 8 for Iona. Iona led early. Monmouth got hot late, and they've got a 4-point lead going to the second half. A.J. English, 7 points in the first half, just 1 for 7 from the floor. Justin Robinson, 1 for 4 from the floor, just 2 points. Took a while for the lid to come off the basket, but over the last 6-7 minutes, both teams looked like they kind of relaxed, and it started to look like a typical Iona-Monmouth basketball game.
Well, and you have to give Monmouth a lot of credit for hanging in there, but especially with their defense, because they kept Iona out of transition, and that's where Iona can be really dangerous, is playing ahead of your defense, getting those transition threes.
An automatic berth in the NCAA tournament on the line tonight if you weren't with us. As Jay said in the first half, he feels that Monmouth should and will get an at-large bid even if they lose tonight. The quality of wins and the number of road and neutral games that they played and won, Iona knows they need to win this game. And remember, they have lost the tournament championship game each of the last 2 years, so they're hungry.
I can't imagine, I mean, I'm not on all the research on it, but I can't imagine there's been a team as an at-large that has Monmouth's record and then had so many. What a great pass by Chris Brady. But I can't imagine there's a team that's got 17 road and neutral wins with 13 true road victories that was ever left out.
And we were talking to the coaching staff at shoot-around today, and they're in a, that ball somehow didn't go in. They're in a familiar situation when you become a quality mid-major team. It's tough to get people to play you sometimes, and if you want to get the games, you have to go on the road.
Only one non-conference home game for Monmouth, and it's not something they wanted to do. They really couldn't get any quality teams to come play them at home. And rather than play some low RPI games that weren't going to do them any good, they said, well, heck with it. We'll go on the road and we'll play whoever will play us. And they wound up winning the overwhelming majority of those games.
Brady called for the moving screen. 6-point lead, Monmouth, less than a minute into the second half. King Rice still got his credential on.
Just in case an usher doesn't know who he is. Maybe he wasn't a Carolina fan growing up.
Had over 600 assists. When he left Carolina, he was 3rd on their all-time assist list. And the 3 for Deshaun Much.
Shoot it deep much? Yes, he does. He has got terrific range. And you mentioned a little bit of an unorthodox release, but he makes such a high percentage of them. You have really got to make him put the ball on the deck.
Seaborn got it going at times in the first half. Here's Jones from the corner, grazing the rim, and Washington down with a rebound.
Not a good one. And oftentimes when you take a bad one, you give up an easy one on the other end.
English using the big body of Washington to free up some space. Missed the 3. Washington with a strong move.
And that was just deciding that he was going to drive Chris Brady. Washington a little bit more mobile, and that was terrific footwork.
It was Washington who was suspended for 2 games for the slap to the face of Brady in the aftermath of the Monmouth win back in January. Now Iona, I was about to say they got a chance to take the lead, but they gave it away. The pass from Washington winds up hitting the leg and going out of bounds.
Well, Jordan Washington is second on this team in scoring and rebounding, but he's going against the less mobile Chris Brady, the left-hander, and that was just a really nice step-through move that he used on the over-pursuit.
Brady sits down. Diego Quinn, a freshman from New York City, is into the game, and there's a 3 for Justin Robinson.
And the bench mob getting involved. That was some sort of hammock move they just made. I haven't seen that one before. That was new for this tournament play.
Maybe for Champ Week they brought out some new material. They've got better than 16,000 followers on the Monmouth Bench Twitter account.
Monmouth Bench has its own Twitter account.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive. Just stepping behind, then you see right behind they just got into the. It was some sort of hammock
or a
motion.
swing.
Yeah, some swing.
Yep.
Iona sticking with the zone, and then an offensive foul on Diego Quinn, just trying to clear out that space. Just look like two guys playing basketball to me, but dislodging, I'm sure. I'm sure you go to the rule book and say, hey, there was some dislodging.
And Rice doing a little bit of pacing. He told us earlier today he likes his guys to play with a free mind. Likes them to go out there and do what they do, get up and down the court. Had his son come over and say hi. 15-year-old who's taller than his dad already.
Good-looking player, too.
Battle between Washington and Quinn on the inside. Now English fouled by Jones. English is tough to stay in front of when he puts the ball on the deck.
He's had the ball in his hands more in this game rather than working off the ball. And with Jones, who's a really good defender, Jones just got those two hands on the ball handle, reached out as English was trying to get past him. But this has not been a normal game for A.J. English. I mean, he puts up points in bunches and in a hurry. Well, that was really an odd play. Monmouth does such a good job on both sideline out of bounds and under out of bounds defensively. They're one of the top 10 teams in the country in defending those two special situations. And Williams looked like he was going for that foul along the baseline rather than looking at the basket. He was just looking at the defense and decided to go right into it.
He has had an excellent tournament. In the quarterfinal game a couple of nights ago, he had 18 against Canisius. He had 23 last night in the semis against Siena. And he's got 8 so far in this game. Quinn will go out. He just picked up his third foul. And a different big man, the third big man we've seen this half for Monmouth, Zach Tillman, 6'10 junior, 285 pounds into the game for the Hawks.
And he's got down to 285.
Yep.
When Williams has not scored in a while. You know, he scored those 8 points really early. First 10 minutes of the first half. A little bit of three-quarter court pressure to slow the advance. That middle is open. If they can get somebody in there off the drive, they can get something good. And then Jones in the middle right now who can make a play there. Bad pass.
Seaborn's pass winds up in the hands of English.
Iona just needs to get a shot to go down. Nice pass.
English to Washington. Ball still loose and it belongs to Monmouth.
How many layups has Monmouth missed? Or excuse me, has Iona missed, especially in the second half?
Tillman too strong off the glass. English in transition, pulls up for 3.
Well, you miss the layup and transition defense. You just let your guard down a little bit, and A.J. English is going to take advantage of it.
Think he's got a chance to play in the NBA?
I do. Now, people who haven't seen him play before are saying, well, what are you talking about? He's not played well. But you put up the kind of numbers consistently over the course of 4 years that A.J. English has. I've seen him play a lot. This guy can make a team.
We'll preview the ACC tournament starting tomorrow in Washington, D.C. when we come back.
This is about the elite, the best of the best, playing for championships. This is about the elite, the best of the best, playing for championships.
There may be no more valuable player in the league than Malcolm Brogdon.
Johnson. The cat is on the loose. Bake into the basket. You do not want to have a three-point shooting contest with London Perez.
The freshman having a sensational season. How much fun is that going to be? Here's the bracket. 14 teams, no Louisville, so 14 teams. Carolina is the top seed, Virginia the 2, Miami the 3, Notre Dame the 4. That Pitt-Syracuse game is a big one, Wednesday noon Eastern, right here on ESPN. And look at teams like Clemson and Virginia Tech finishing in the 7 and the 6 spots, really having good seasons. What's when you just look at the bracket and think of the league? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, I played in the ACC back when it was 8 teams, and the quarterfinals started on Friday, and that was the whole tournament. And everybody played on Friday, and it just still is remarkable that the league has gotten this big. And, for Clemson, you mentioned Clemson has won 10 games in the ACC this year. Look at the depth of that shot. Wow. My goodness.
He has found the range. A.J. English is heating up. He's got 13.
I mean, you have to pick him up right away. It is not enough to pick him up from 25 feet out. You got to pick him up across half court.
Robinson fouled by much.
A.J. English got off to a slow start in this game, but a couple opportunities he's gotten in transition, and you get caught looking at the screen. So you take a little peek over, you go underneath it, and he just pulls up and drills it on you. He's much better as a catch and shoot shooter than he is off the dribble, but off the dribble he's awfully good, and especially when he can waltz into it like he just did.
On the other side, Jay, what does Monmouth need to do to get Justin Robinson going? 2 for 5, 5 points on the night.
He hadn't gotten any steals in this one, and he hasn't gotten anything going toward the basket. Now, you have to give Iona a lot of credit because Iona's got some length, but he needs to be able to operate where he can make a step back, but he hasn't gotten anything to go so far. Now he's got length on him with Williams. Good pass.
Zach Tillman fouled on his way to the hoop.
But oftentimes this hasn't been the kind of up and down game we've expected.
Yeah.
It's been more of a half court game, and you have to give credit to each team for their transition defense. But oftentimes you're going to see Tim Cluse's team, Iona. I mean, they're trying to get it up and shoot within 10 seconds. I mean, Tim Cluse has always believed you can get a better shot in 10 seconds than you can working it for 25. And I happen to think he's right, that if you endeavor to play ahead of the defense, you're going to get much better shots. And he trusts his guys.
Twice in his 6 years as head coach at Iona, they led the nation in scoring. And they're always amongst the leaders in number of possessions per game, the pace they play at.
He's got to be looking at the scoreboard right now going, wait a minute, is this really the second half? Yeah. This is the first half score. What's going on?
Well, how about this? In the 110-102 game, the Monmouth win earlier this year, there's a steal. And then losing it out of bounds is Hornby in the 110-102 game. In the second half, it was 66-57 Monmouth. I mean, there are some games, maybe this one, that don't have that much scoring, and that's what happened in the second half of that game.
Well, it's so much easier to slow a game down than it is to speed one up, and I'm not suggesting either team is trying to slow the pace down, but they're trying to slow their opponent down. And they're doing it with the three-quarter court pressure. They played some zone. But it's been a lot of half-court play rather than the full court that we're used to. Monmouth's been turning it over as well. They've got 11 or 12 turnovers. I think that was their 12th turnover that Hornbeek just had when he's trying to take that ball in.
After tonight's first West Coast Conference semifinal between Pepperdine and St. Mary's, don't miss Sports Center at night with John Abuchagras and Nicole Briscoe. They'll have all the Champ Week highlights as well as the NBA, NHL, spring training, and of course, a look back at the illustrious career of Peyton Manning. The big news of the day.
Good pass.
Except two guys were in the corner.
Good pass to either one of them.
Muhammad and Williams standing right beside each other in the corner. Now comes back around to Roundtree, and the rebound down to Robinson. For a 5'8 guy, he's a terrific rebounder. He really goes to get it. Here's a guy we haven't said his name much tonight, Colin Stewart. He had 4 big threes against Iona in the 110-102 win back in January. Proctor wide open in the corner. And Stewart down with a rebound.
So those are the kind of shots in transition that Iona usually hurts you with.
Robinson fouled by Roundtree.
Yeah, that SportsCenter promo you just did. John Buccigross, he's an excellent golfer. Did you know that?
I did know that
because he talks about it all the time. Because if you didn't know that, just ask him; he'll tell you all about it. He went to Heidelberg College, which is on his golf bag. He had to lengthen it out.
Did he beat you? Is that why there's some sour grapes in this commentary?
No, he can't beat. He's a really good golfer. He can't beat me. But he does wear, it's amazing, his golf clothing very, very neatly ironed, expertly pressed.
He's a fashionable man.
He is.
Multiple substitutions here for both teams.
Anytime you've got a big-time scorer that is struggling, the last thing you want to do is foul him, because they get to go to the line and watch the ball go through the net twice. Here comes the pressure up court and the trap. A little North Carolina scramble.
Tipped out of bounds by Stewart.
King Rice, of course, played for Dean Smith in the late 80s, early 90s. Went to the Final Four with the Tar Heels in 1991. And will throw a little run and jump, a little scramble at you, just like Dean Smith used to. Also spent a lot of years on the staff of Kevin Stallings at Vanderbilt.
Tillman trying to stay in front of English. Tough shot by English, and down to the rebound Jones.
Excellent job by Austin Tillman.
Robinson. And the three for Hornby.
Buddy Hield's roommate. Now was that some sort of
race car maybe?
Was that a watercraft? That might have been a watercraft. A really good job to engage the defense. He took it right into the defense, did Robinson, then kicked it to Hornbeek. That was a deep three. Buddy Hield's roommate has got Buddy's range.
And that extends the lead back to 7 after Iona had fought back into it. Williams with a drive and a kick. And English will draw the foul. Tillman does not like the call. King Rice does not like the call.
Well, he was going away from him, and it looked like English smartly jumped into him a little bit. His momentum, Tillman's, was taking him toward the sideline. When he comes off, well, it was toward him. So that's a good call. That's a good call. He was going toward him, and there was just a little bit of contact, and it's 3 shots now for A.J. English. Talk about a guy who needs to see the ball go through the basket. He hasn't been able to establish any rhythm at all.
45 in one game against Monmouth, 31 in the other. 13 tonight, make it 14 now. No 2-point field goals for English. 3 of 10 from 3-point range, and now 5 of 6 from the line, with one more coming as Ricky McGill checks back in.
There's still a lot of time in this ball game. 13 minutes to go in regulation, just a 2-possession game. And you know, both of these teams can heat up in such a hurry. Now here comes some trapping, full court pressure now by Iona.
And it gets them a turnover. And it will be Monmouth ball. Washington, the big fella, was trying to take it about 3/4 the length of the court and do it himself, and he couldn't finish.
Went off of his leg, and he needed to just give this ball up. That's just asking too much for a big guy to make that play when you've got defense back there. You got possession, and possession is far more important than taking that risk. Iona in man-to-man. And you've got much on Robinson. At the switch.
And it's an offensive foul on Deion Jones, his 3rd.
Well, nice job by Washington to move his feet and get in front. This was like a combination flop and charge. Like he was there, but you know, it gets tiresome to watch officials fall for flopping like that. You could get hit by a car and not go that far back. There's no way the contact caused that, and the officials should be smart enough to know that. I thought that was a no call. He did a good job getting there, but that was not a charge. He was just cut off.
Both teams subbing again. Both teams are pretty deep as Josh James and Chris Brady check back in for the Hawks.
If we can see that again, I don't know what we can because we're getting back to action, but next time we take a look at that, no reasonable person can say that Jordan Washington was hit hard enough to go down like that. And the referees fall for it over and over again. And I've never heard a good explanation for an official how they can fall for that.
Monmouth back into the 2-3 zone. Much into traffic. The kick to English. He thought about it from about 4 feet behind the arc. He'll settle for the assist as Isaiah Williams knocks down the 3.
And that's the first bucket for Williams. He scored 8 of the first 12 points for Iona. And that's the first one he's gotten to go down since then.
Robinson draws a foul on McGill. Timeout on the floor. 2-point game in the MAAC championship game. As we send it back to the studio for more, here's Adnan Verth.
Exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the all-new Audi Q7.
Iona winning the tournament and getting the automatic bid 3 years ago. Each of the last 2 years, it has been Manhattan claiming the title tonight. It's going to be either Iona or Monmouth. Part of the charm of the MAAC during the game, like during action even, waitresses are walking back and forth, and there's us, there's me, Jay saying, could we have and she blows right by us.
And they have, it's like a lounge beside us.
Yeah.
Tables and 3-drink minimum, adult beverages being served.
It's got a little nightclub feel to it here.
Very disconcerting to be dissed by the wait staff here like that.
Don't they know who we think we are?
Exactly.
Tillman knocks down the 3. Austin Tillman, we mentioned earlier, not really known for the outside shooting. That is just his second made 3 of the season.
And that's 9 of 14 from three-point range for Monmouth. Over half their field goals are threes.
So they're hurting themselves with turnovers, but they're really helping themselves with three-point shooting. Washington fouled by Brady.
A really nice job by Monmouth to drive into the middle, draw the defense, collapse it, and then Tillman knocks it down. Was ready to shoot as the ball arrived, and the bench mob, I have no idea exactly. Oh, it's fishing.
So the 4 of them.
Wait a minute, is that rodeo or fishing?
I think it was rodeo. I hope for the sake, I think that was Greg Nowak on the ground. I hope for his sake that was rodeo.
Yeah, it looked like it looked like rodeo at the end, but I'm still confused from the last one they were doing.
Left to right, Greg Nowak, Dan Polari, Louis Polari, and Tyler Robinson. Those four are the members of the bench mob. The Polaris are cousins. Louis Polari, the second from the right, he got all the height in the Polari family, evidently. He's redshirting this year. He'll be a factor. He will play next year. Greg Nowak, suffering from concussion symptoms. He's had 6 concussions in his career, and he no longer figures to be an active player. And then you've got Dan Polari, second from the left. He's probably the ringleader of the group. And Tyler Robinson on the right is the younger brother of Justin Robinson, their best player.
Well, the thing I love about him is that the bench mob has become untouchable by the officials. Like all the time you'll see the officials motioning to a bench to sit down just when they're standing up. Not that they're doing anything, but the Monmouth bench, the officials will never tell them a word unless their shirts are intact.
Tillman called for the offensive foul. King Rice says as long as the bench mob doesn't do anything that is, feels like taunting the other team, he's all good with it. And he likes them having fun.
Well, they should have fun. There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff.
By the way, to the right there, to King Rice's left, there's Rick Callahan, who was an assistant coach under Jim Boeheim at Syracuse back in the 80s and recruited both you and King Rice and came up empty both times.
Yeah, which was a huge win for Syracuse. Rick Callahan is just a terrific coach. He's had the scout for Iona all 3 times. He said he was 1-1. What a pass and catch.
I think the foul before the shot, so no basket. That was a high degree of difficulty pass from English.
I don't know, that was before the shot. How was that before? That was in the shooting motion.
Jordan Washington, the junior from Jamaica, New York, is at the line. I guess it all comes out on the wash because it's the 10th team foul on Monmouth this half, so it's 2 free throws either way.
Yeah, but he made the basket.
That's true. Good point. Excellent point.
I think anytime he's going up here when he's being fouled, that's a made basket, I think.
One-point game. Neither team has led by more than 8 at any point in this contest.
Ricky McGill is guarding Justin Robinson. He's face guarding him. He is not helping off. He's not doing anything but guarding Robinson. So it's going to be 4-on-4 with the rest of Iona versus Monmouth, and he's playing 1-on-1.
And another 3 for Hornbeak.
Hornbeak is having the game of the season. He had 18 points against Georgetown earlier in the year, but that was very early on. And this is by far his best contest. And he has really brought a lot of energy and scoring off the bench.
A 37% three-point shooter. He's 5 for 5 from deep tonight. And Washington is really getting some work done down low right now for Iona.
Yeah, I thought he got fouled there too.
Robinson using the screen, kicks it to Hornbeak. He'll knock down a long 2.
Hornbeak is on fire. He's going to tire out the bench mob by himself.
He's got 17, 6 for 6 from the field, 5 for 5 from 3. McGill. Williams. Seaborn. And 1.
And how much game does Micah Seaborn have? From Arlington, Texas, he's a 6'5" redshirt freshman. And look how he gives a little shake, gets by the defense, and then shifts it to his left hand and completes the play. Never took his eyes off the rim. Your eyes make layups, especially when you get hit. That's more conventional. Almost like there was nothing planned there. They were caught unprepared.
I think they were. Six-point lead, Monmouth, under 9 minutes to go. The MAAC championship game here in Albany. English, Roundtree. The basket went in, and we have a foul.
Looked like it was on Hornbeak. I don't know exactly
away from the ball. Count the 3 for Isaiah Williams.
Looked like the referee signaled that he caught him in the face. I did not see that, but what a pass by Roundtree.
The left hand up in the face of Williams, so it's just a chance for a 4-point play.
I'll tell you what, Williams didn't even flinch.
Yep.
Didn't even flinch. Talk about not taking your eyes off the rim. That was impressive.
And it is a 4-point play to make it a 2-point game.
A 1-3-1 look, it looks like. Now they're going to get back into more of a traditional 2-3 with a tandem up top.
Muhammad on Robinson. Robinson fouled on a 3-point attempt. And Muhammad incredulous with the call, pleading his case more to his coach than the officials.
Well, usually when a guy protests, it's because he thinks that the offensive players kicked his leg out.
And it looked like there was a lot there, and you could hear the reaction from the Monmouth, from the Iona fans as they saw the replay as well.
And that's the hard part when you're guarding a 3-point shooter. You know, these players are so proficient at knocking these shots down from depth. You're trying to take that shot away and still try to be able to guard a drive. And it's no longer good enough just to get a hand up the bottom of the shot. You've got to really disrupt, and that puts you in a position to foul.
Robinson makes 2 of 3. Washington back into the game for Iona.
It has been really surprising to see A.J. English held down as he has been in this game. Josh James has guarded him for a fair period of time in the first half. He's got him right now. And you're not going to see James get very far off him to help.
English with 15 on 3 threes and 6 free throws. But he's taking a lot of shots. 3 for 12 overall. Nice pass. Williams from Washington.
And that was one of the first times we've seen Iona really get a spread floor. And maybe that'll loosen some things up where they get a few more cuts, because they haven't been cutting as much as you're used to seeing.
Jones left it short, tried to follow it up. Ball still loose. It's Jones again, and he turns it over.
Now Jones with that glove on, it's tough for him to get a good grip on the ball when he's taking that shot. And he's such a good playmaker. You can see him messing with the glove. Clearly it's bothering him. A size advantage here. Good pass. Wow.
Washington lays it in, the assist to English, and it's all tied up at 60.
The alertness of A.J. English. And we have got ourselves a ball game.
Pace picking up, scoring picking up. 2 very good teams battling for the automatic berth out of the MAAC. And Muhammad fouls Robinson again.
Delon Hornbeak, the transfer from Oklahoma, has found the range from deep. He's pulled up off the dribble, and he has been a huge difference in this game for Monmouth. His best.
Opportunity to send the game to double overtime. You do it. Miles gets all the way in the paint, has it rejected. Florida Gulf Coast is going to win it with a defensive stop. The Eagles are going back to the big dance. opportunity to send the game to double overtime, you do it. Miles gets all the way in the paint. You have an opportunity to send the game to double overtime, you do it. Miles gets all the way in the paint, has it rejected. Florida Gulf Coast is going to win it with a defensive stop. The Eagles are going back to the big dance.
It's Champ Week. 5 tickets have been punched already. Another one's coming tonight in the next 7 minutes and 14 seconds right here in Albany. And don't forget, brackets open on Sunday. That's March the 13th. Fill out your bracket at ESPN.com/bracket or download the Tournament Challenge app. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis with you here at the Times Union Center in downtown Albany. Iona's the team that's hot right now. They've been making some buckets. They have tied it up at 60. But it's Justin Robinson back to the free throw line now for Monmouth.
Of all the teams that have gotten their tickets punched, Austin Peay has got to be the one that is the most surprising. I mean, how about the way that Dave Luce's team played in the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament? That was just an amazing run that they had. And it's really what March Madness is all about.
2-point lead, Hawks.
Back into a 2-3 zone right now for Monmouth. They've given a lot of defensive looks, including some trapping, some full court pressure, a little run and jump.
Much. Pass tipped away by Brady.
I don't know why he didn't want to take that shot. I'm not going to get a better shot than that.
Robinson inside to Jones. Got a size advantage on Muhammad. Got some help from Washington. And it'll be a held ball. The arrow, though, will keep it at this end of the floor.
It's almost like Iona in this game has wanted either a layup or a three. That anything in between, they've not really been looking to take it.
Iona's taken 25 threes. They've made 9 of them. Monmouth is a remarkable 10 of 15 from three-point range.
Got the switch now with English.
Robinson, no. Jones keeps it alive.
That's a foul. He got fouled there. That's hard to believe they didn't call that. And Jones has done a great job on the glass, not only on the offensive end. I think that was his 4th offensive rebound, but he's really done a great job on the defensive glass as well. He's such a good defender. Now he's switched off on to English.
Got 9 rebounds tonight, and that's James knocking it away.
They fronted him. What a great play.
Hornbeak. Good, strong finish. He's still perfect tonight. He's got 19 now.
What a game off the bench. That's his season high. He had 18 against Georgetown, as we mentioned earlier. Hornbeak has been spectacular at both ends of the floor.
And the lead is 4. Less than 6 minutes to go. Muhammad left alone. Got it.
He that was left alone. Hornbeak decided he was going to take his chances with Williams in the corner. And Muhammad stepped into that like he was in a horse game.
First points of the night. Robinson off to Jones. Out of bounds off Williams. It'll stay with Monmouth.
With the length of Iona really bothering Monmouth when they're taking the ball to the basket. Now, that was a clean block and a great block. And when Jones had the ball into the basket before, he got fouled and just didn't call it.
Roundtree back in for Washington. Tim Cluse just subbing his big guys in and out every couple of minutes.
And that step back, he can stop on a dime. Yeah. Muhammad's quick, man.
Tip no. James wraps it up. Another offensive rebound. Robinson back to the free throw line for Monmouth.
Muhammad pleading his case with his own bench, saying he's jumping into me, he's jumping into me. But I thought that was a good call. Robinson just quicker to the ball.
Robinson had just 2 points in the first half. He's already got 9 here in the second half.
This game just shows you never know. We were thinking this game could be in the 80s, 90s, and it has been a little more of a slog. I mean, they'll get up into the 70s, which is pretty darn good for anybody. But for these teams, that has to feel like slow motion.
Especially after the first game they played this year where they both went over 100. Missed it, and he knew it, tried to steal it, but Washington has it for Iona.
Going back into man-to-man, Josh James again on English, and when he's been on him, he's really done a nice job.
Roundtree back out to English. Long cross-court look. Much for three. Iona back on top.
It does not take a lot of time for Deshaun Much to get a shot off. That was impressive.
Deion Jones doesn't get the bounce. And a foul going against Jones.
Now the players have to keep their composure here. There's a lot of reactions, and the officials are doing a really nice job because they know how much emotion's going on, but they're reacting an awful lot to calls. There's no question that was a foul. And Washington got on the floor after it. He was the first to the floor, got the ball. I mean, he got hit. There's no question that was a foul. And the officials have shown a lot of poise in just dealing with the players, and they understand the emotion of this.
It's double bonus both ways. 2 free throws here for Washington. 59% on the season.
And this has been one of Washington's better games, and one of the reasons is he stayed on the floor. He's not gotten into needless foul trouble, and a lot of times he'll get a foul trying to take a couple charges, and gets an illegal screen, something like that. Stuff that can be needless.
Got the bounce, 1 of 2. Washington full of emotion right now. He'll go to the bench. Ricky McGill back in. Smaller lineup now for the Gales. And King Rice will counter. He'll take Jones out. Jones, that foul on him was his 4th. Austin Tillman back into the game.
That free throw by Washington was kind of a Wes Washburn. The star from Northern Iowa, the lefty that knocked down that shot to beat Evansville.
Well, as expected, it's close between the top 2 teams in the conference. They split their 2 regular season games, each winning on the other's home court.
Man-to-man, and it has been denial man-to-man.
What a play by Josh James.
And they just called a technical on James for taunting English.
Oh, boy.
After he scored, he just kind of went nose to nose with him. And that's what I was talking about. You saw that James on the last play after the foul was called when Washington was fouled. See on the spin move, watch him after this. Just stays there and kind of, A.J. English got his back to him. And, the official, my guess is they warned him the last time he had a little, I don't want to call it an outburst, but that he reacted after Washington was fouled when he was on his knees there after that loose ball. And I'm not sure, you don't want to see this kind of thing called. At least I don't. I don't like it, and King Rice certainly doesn't like it. But you can understand it. And for teams that have had a fight earlier in the year after a game, I'm not a fan of it. King Rice is not either, but I understand it.
Well, he's yelling. That was a terrible call. English makes them both. A couple of costly points there on the technical.
I think the hard part is, you got an automatic bid on the line to the NCAA tournament. And you might be asking, hey, are you kidding me? Like, come on, how about, you're warning them on every little thing. How about a warning there? But my guess is, and it's just a guess, I'm not out there, that James was told something after he reacted on the play before. And I'm just guessing on that.
Monmouth has a very small lineup on the court. They don't have anybody over 6'5" in the game right now. Tillman at 6'3" is covering Roundtree, who's 6'8". Although Roundtree's not a big bulky guy. And then it's Hornby at 6'3" covering Washington. Right there. That's the matchup.
Well, he was fronting him and then forced him to catch it off the lane. Well, he got fouled there. Those are fouls.
Washington has done some great work around the rim tonight, especially going up and getting tough rebounds. And now it's a 4-point lead for the Gales.
I think this has been Jordan Washington's best game.
Yep.
And he's been fully engaged in this one, emotional.
15 and 11 for Washington. There's a foul on English, so free throws for Monmouth when we come back. But in this back and forth game, it's Iona that has surged into the lead.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Proud to support and equip hundreds of Team USA contenders so they can achieve their Olympic dreams. And Cialis.
And thank you. In the Con Championship, Chattanooga and East Tennessee State coming up shortly on ESPN2 as the bids continue to get handed out here during Champ Week. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis, Albany, New York, the MAAC Championship. MAAC with 2 A's, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, not to be confused with the Mid-American Conference. And not as high scoring as we expected, but as competitive as we expected. Right now, Iona leading Monmouth 71-67. Less than 3.5 to go. The first free throw good for Seaborn to make it a 3-point game.
Well, the game was tied at 67. And Monmouth had just scored to tie it when Josh James got that technical foul for taunting. And that helped stake Iona out to a lead, but now back to a 1-possession game.
And again, if you're maybe just joining us, just to set the scene, Jay has said repeatedly he thinks Monmouth should get in and will get in even if they lose because of the quality of their road and neutral court wins. Iona knows they absolutely need to win this game to get in. So nobody knows if it's a 1-bid league or 2-bid league, depending on what happens tonight. Much misses the 3. These are the top 2 teams in the conference. Monmouth the 1 seed, Iona the 2. Player of the year in the conference, Justin Robinson. Air balls of transition 3.
When English was right there to challenge it. Got that left hand up and just affected the vision of Justin Robinson, and I would classify that as a bad shot. That wasn't necessary, especially when they had a chance right there to tie or take the lead. Make Iona guard.
English guarded by James, who's been on him much of the night. The kick to the wing, and the three is short for Williams, and Washington is called for the foul for Iona. That will be his third.
How about the block out there by Austin Tillman? Austin Tillman couldn't be more than 6'2". Just a sophomore from Wilmington, Delaware. He is strong, he's physical, and contact does not bother him at all. And I might have been generous to him at 6'2".
60% free throw shooter. The Iona players trying to get their fans to make a lot of noise, but I think a warning now given to Roundtree about distracting the shooter by waving your arms around as he's getting ready to shoot.
Well, he knew he stopped.
Yeah.
And he stopped it well before Tillman took the shot.
Missed them both. And again, Iona with a big lineup in there. They've got 6'9", 6'8", 6'7" on the floor. There is nobody over 6'5" in the game right now for Monmouth. And we've got a timeout taken by Tim Cluse and Iona. 2:19 to go in regulation. 2-point lead for the Gales. Adnan, thank you. And a look at some of the at-large contenders. St. Mary's coming up, as Adnan just said. Gonzaga a little bit later on tonight on ESPN2. We've got Monmouth here, Wichita State, Arkansas, Little Rock. How do you think these stack up?
You know, honestly, I don't think it's close. Like, look, I think Wichita State's an at-large team, but Monmouth would get in first. Nobody can boast on this list 13 road wins, true road wins, 17 road neutral wins, and wins over, Notre Dame, Georgetown, UCLA, USC. I mean, it's just not close. And I understand the traditional way that the committee has behaved, but that's not with road wins like this. That's the separating factor. We've heard it all the time on, boy, it's so tough to get a road win. Road wins are so difficult. Monmouth is in, win or lose.
Washington has the shot altered. And Monmouth staying with this small lineup. Neither team adjusting. Iona not going smaller, Monmouth not going bigger. And now Robinson to coast draws the foul, and he's headed to the line with a chance to tie the game.
See, I think Monmouth staying small is not so bad, because really they're trying to guard the three-point line. And it's not like Iona is going inside and they're going to Washington and he's going to work on you like Olajuwon. So they can get away with it, and then they're much quicker, much more difficult to guard on the offensive end.
Now, Robinson's a great free throw shooter, 85% as you can see, but he has missed 3 tonight, just 7 for 10. The foul was on Washington, his 4th.
This is an excellent free throw shooting team, Monmouth. They shoot close to 80% from the free throw line as a team.
I think even the bench mob is too nervous to really get into the swing of things right now.
This is an old-fashioned nail-biter. I mean, usually you can't catch your breath in these games because the teams are going up and down. But most of the time in postseason, the games can turn into half-court games. And here comes the scramble. When North Carolina used to do this under Dean Smith all the time. It's so effective. Makes you burn time off the clock. And now all of a sudden they're only having to guard for 10 or 12 seconds inside of a scoring area.
English with 5 to shoot. Guarded by James. Jumper over him. Got it!
He just has such poise, doesn't he? The shot clock going down, not bothered by it one bit.
Robinson wants the ball screen. Muhammad on him now. Tough one. Robinson with another air ball on a 3. Really forced that.
Give Muhammad a ton of credit. He's been up on him. He's gotten a couple fouls called on him. But he would not give up on that. He switched out onto Justin Robinson and just did a tremendous job. But how about A.J. English with the shot clock going down after Monmouth had gone scramble, just going right over a little fadeaway jumper over Josh James, who did a really good job. He stayed chest to chest with him, made him take a tough shot. He just made a tough shot. That's where good offense was better than good defense. That's short.
Deion Jones back in for Josh James.
The value now of defensive rebounds to finish a defensive possession are absolutely huge. Aaron Roundtree back into the ball game for Iona, and that's one of the primary reasons.
Much makes 1 of 2. 3-point lead, Iona. 1:14 to go.
And right now, Seaborn is going to be a key player. I'll tell you, Hornbeak lucky he didn't get an offensive foul there. He went right in with that left arm. And Roundtree's going to get the foul. Roundtree looked like he went straight up. Watch this off arm, the left arm. Yeah, that's more offensive foul than defensive to me. But he got the foul call because he was aggressive.
Hornbeak has not missed a shot tonight. 7 for 7 from the floor. 5 for 5 from 3-point range. A team high 19 points.
When you get this kind of firepower off the bench, especially when the key guy, Justin Robinson, has not had the kind of game he's used to. And Hornbeak he's stretching out, trying to keep from cramping.
Third game in 4 nights for both teams. 1 of 2. Both teams with multiple timeouts. Iona's got the ball, the lead, and the arrow.
Plenty of time here. And I think you want to attack the basket. There it is.
Much will. And he's got a chance for 3.
Well, that's where the spread floor is so difficult to guard. You have to press up on Iona because they can shoot it. And Deshaun Much, a nice little crossover, got past Hornbeak. And Hornbeak reaches in. And still he's able to complete that play. Wiry but strong. And how about keeping his eyes on the rim? That's big time. What a great play by Deshaun Much.
Sophomore from Rochester, New York, completes the 3-point play. The lead grows to 5 inside the final minute. And a timeout taken by King Rice. Iona trying to advance to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 3 years, up by 5 late. West Coast Conference coming your way right after us. St. Mary's and Pepperdine next on ESPN. Gonzaga needing a win. On ESPN2 a little bit later on tonight against BYU, the championship game tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time right here on ESPN. Iona up by 5. It has not been a vintage or an easy night for A.J. English, but he's made some very big plays at big moments.
Well, especially that last little fadeaway jumper. He's 4 of 13 from the field, got 19 points in the ball game. It's been tough to establish a rhythm in this one. You know, basketball is all about rhythm. Establish yours, disrupt theirs. And both teams have been very disruptive on the defensive end with the different looks they've been giving the other. But you know that A.J. English is always capable of knocking a shot down on you. You have to stay with him, and that can open up driving lanes. And Deshaun Much taking advantage of that on the last possession. You know, it's not just Justin Robinson here. You know, Micah Seaborn's another guy that can make plays in this one. Good pass.
Colin Stewart back into the game. Gets it to go. 3-point game. And another timeout taken by King Rice. His next to last. 42 seconds to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in Albany with Jay Billis. I'm Dan Schulman. The MAAC championship. A 3-point game now. Monmouth needing a quick score, and Jay, they got a quick score.
Well, a really nice job by Robinson getting it to Colin Stewart, who was spotting up in the corner. Stewart, over half his field goals are threes, but instead of taking the closeout by much, he just attacked it and got the easier basket to make it a one-possession game. Now you're going to see full court pressure, face guarding. You can switch everything here. And then I think Monmouth can play this out.
Looks like they're going to, and it is. You're right. Deshaun Much called for the foul. Monmouth gets the ball.
Boy, the freshman Micah Seaborn just moved his feet, and that off arm came out. And an offensive foul. Just a really smart play. Moving his feet. And just, you know, you don't have to be like set right there because he had 2 feet on the floor facing the ball handler, so you can be moving. That's the kind of charge you like to see rather than these slide underneath charges when a guy on the ball gets it.
What a huge play made by Seaborn.
Don't need a 3 here. Got the switch. Now it's English against Robinson. Another switch.
Much on him now. Robinson a drive.
Oh, you got to take that.
Jones draws the foul.
Boy, not a bad foul here because Jones, although he's a 75% free throw shooter, Jones has got that broken hand. But Robinson had a layup there and gave it up. He's got to take this. That's an easy layup. And just that pass mishandled. But I don't think this is a bad foul at all by Roundtree because it puts a guy with a broken hand that has no chance to really grip the ball on the free throw line.
He has not been to the line tonight. He was 1 for 5 last night. Well, how about that?
That's big time. The senior Deion Jones, broken hand. And there's no way he can get the grip on the ball. I watched him shoot free throws last night against Fairfield. And it has got to be uncomfortable for him to shoot that ball. Boy, that's big time right there.
Timeout taken by Iona. Their next to last timeout. 20 seconds left. One more free throw coming for Monmouth. You know, a great rivalry in a mid-major league with so much on the line. It's been really fun.
It's been emotional. There have been tough moments in this thing. It's been like a fist fight in a way. And one of the things that's great, Iona knows they have to win this game to get into the NCAA tournament. It's a dream of every college basketball player. Monmouth's got a shot. I think they're in, but they don't. They're not thinking that way. Right. Both these teams come from leagues that you have to think that you have to win this. And all that go there's so much more pressure on a mid-major player and a mid-major team there is guys in major conferences. They know 5-6 teams are going. You know, they know when they go to their tournament that they're going.
And you think about that guy, A.J. English, who's never played in the NCAA.
Yeah, you know that these guys are feeling pressure and they're playing under it, and they've made some huge plays. And how about the pressure of a guy with a broken hand going to the free throw line to shoot? That is big time.
Wow. Makes them both 1-point game. He'll sit down. Josh James back in. And here comes the pressure. They do have a timeout if they need it. Can they get the steal, or do they foul quickly? They will foul Roundtree and send him to the line. A 64% free throw shooter on the season. Has not been to the line tonight. He's got 2 coming.
Well, he's played very well. He's a graduate, 6'8" graduate who transferred in from Wake Forest. So he's immediately eligible. And Aaron Roundtree is an excellent defender. Boy, these are big, big free throws with the NCAA tournament on the line. I know you love seeing guys step up under pressure situations and knock down free throws. That shows a tremendous amount of mental toughness. First we saw it from Deion Jones, now from Aaron Roundtree.
Made them both. Just the quickest score they can find.
Yeah,
Still enough time?
There's plenty of time in this game. And I think you attack the basket, and then if you can kick it, you kick it.
And King Rice will use his last timeout.
Yeah, I don't think he liked. Iona did a really good job of keeping the ball away from Justin Robinson. And Tillman was not where he wanted the ball.
So Monmouth ball down 3, 13 seconds to go in the MAAC championship game. Let's send it back to the studio and get an update from Adnan Virk. All right, Mr. Virk, thank you. So we know what we're doing after the game. Going to go watch some West Coast Conference basketball, but we're not quite done in the MAAC yet. Iona, which without question needs the win to get in. Monmouth has made 10 threes tonight in 18 attempts. Now 13 seconds left. Still enough time. If they can get to the rim and get an easy 2, still enough time to do that?
Yes, there is, but you could certainly see Monmouth getting into a little fade screen action where they can get to the three-point line. You know, you don't turn down an open 3 when you're stepping into one, but you don't have to have one. You know, you miss a 3 right now, the game's over. You get to the rim and score quickly, you can extend this thing.
Robinson.
A double high screen. Now watch a fade screen here.
Now they have to take a 3. He'll go inside. The ball is lost. Iona's got it, and the Gales have won it. Iona is going to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2013. And Monmouth will have to sweat it out on Selection Sunday and see if they get an at-large.
Well, how fitting that Iona won this with its defense. And how about the emotion of going to the NCAA tournament for Tim Cluse and his Iona Gales? And you're looking at a Monmouth team. Monmouth should be in the NCAA tournament. They have earned it as an at-large.
A.J. English will go to the NCAA tournament for the first time in his career. He was injured when they were there as a freshman. You can see the emotion on the faces of both the Gales and the Hawks. 2 great rivals in the MAAC who have traded blows all season long, literally and figuratively. And it's Iona, which comes up with a win tonight here in Albany, and they have guaranteed themselves a spot in the big dance. Monmouth will find out its fate on Sunday. A terrific night of basketball here in Albany. A 79-76 win for Iona over Monmouth. Don't forget, Pepperdine St. Mary's coming up momentarily. For Jay Billis and our crew, I'm Dan Shulman. Thanks for watching. So long from the Times Union Center in Albany. Now let's go to Las Vegas with Dick Vitale. Here's Brent Musburger.
I got you now. Okay. I can't hear myself. Can you turn? There we go. Are we in any rush here? Okay. Anything in particular you're interested in?
Not a bad game at all. So if we're going to win, it's got to be with the stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. I mean, what do you want to
Yeah,
do?
no.
You first.
Anytime. Tim Kluse, it seems almost cliche after you win a championship and you're headed to the NCAA tournament to ask how does it feel, but this game was about emotion. What are your emotions right now?
It's unbelievable right now. It feels great. I'm so happy for my players to get this chance, and my seniors to get an opportunity. It feels like you're in heaven right now.
How about A.J. English, your leading scorer? He's been 3 times all-conference, but didn't play when you went to the tournament his freshman year. What does it mean for him?
That's why I'm so happy for him. He's worked as hard as anyone I've ever coached in my life, and he deserved this.
What won it for you?
Well, defense.
And a team like Monmouth, where there's so much emotion, you guys clearly, you want to beat each other. You don't. It's not that you just want to win the championship; you want to beat them.
No doubt about it.
And there was a lot of emotions flying. How did you keep your team's emotion in check?
We just tried to talk about one play at a time. We said there was going to be runs. They had a couple of runs, and we're like, let's just answer their runs with our runs, not to panic. And our guys didn't. Even when they had a chance down there, our guys locked in and actually defended well at the end.
How about Jordan Washington, a guy who's he's had foul trouble his whole career. He comes into this game, goes 15 points, 13 rebounds.
Let me tell you something special about that. About 2 hours ago, one of Jordan's best friends was killed in a car accident, and we were dealing with that emotion. Aaron Roundtree's grandmother died late last night,
So we just talked to both of them, like, do this for them because they'd want you to come out and do the best you can. So I'm glad it worked out for both young men.
Well, it's amazing with all that going on, they could perform at that level. Congratulations.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thanks very much. Boy, I didn't know that. That's amazing. Anything you thought that was particularly important in the game? AJ English here, your freshman year, your team went to the tournament. You were injured and couldn't play. Now as a senior, and after all you've accomplished to become an Iona great, to go to the NCAA tournament your senior year, how does it feel?
I mean, I just thank God for this moment. I'm just feel great, you know. I mean, we're not done yet, but it just feels so great. You know, we lost the past 2 years, and Coach Cluse and the guys never gave up on me. I just stayed in the gym.
You know, it was a game in which establishing offensive rhythm was not easy. What were you guys saying to each other? Because, you know, your coach Tim Cluse said defense won it for you.
I mean, just we stay in the gym for hours. We practice probably, I'd say, the longest, you know, any team in the country. So, I mean, Coach kept telling us, get rebound. You know, Justin Robinson's a great player. You know, a lot of players on that team, you know, I'm really familiar with, and they have a great coach leading them. So, I mean, we just try to, you know, play defense and just try to get all the 50-50 balls and just continue to play Iona basketball.
You know, getting to the tournament for a lot of players is a dream come true in a lot of teams. Do you think your Iona team is the type of team that can win once it gets there?
I don't know. You got to wait and see what happens. But, I mean, I feel like we just, you know, I love these guys. You know, I always, you know, put my money on these guys. So, I mean, like I said, I just got to wait to see what happens.
AJ, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There you go. Good luck. Go get him. Whoa, go. I shouldn't let you trip. I'm sorry.
First, let's be the members of the 2016 MAAC basketball all-championship team. From Siena College, Brett Bisbee. From Monmouth University, Jelana Harvey. From Monmouth University, Justin Robinson. From Iona, Jordan Washington. From Iona, Isaiah Williams. And the 2016 MAAC Men's Basketball Championship most valuable player from Iona, AJ.
It's the Iona Gales who are celebrating after winning the MAAC championship in a hard-fought game, 79-76 over Monmouth, a game that went back and forth all night long. The Gales are headed to the dance for the first time in 3 years. It wasn't easy. It often wasn't pretty. But, boy, you could see the emotion, the celebration. Seniors getting a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. This was a well-deserved victory for Iona.
Boy, there was so much emotion in this game, not only with the way the players were going after it, but the coaching staff showed a lot of emotion. And it was really Iona's defense that made the biggest difference. Iona shot 50% in the second half, and they knocked down some big shots. Jordan Washington was terrific at 15 points, 13 rebounds. But I thought what they did on the defensive end, especially down the stretch and limiting Justin Robinson, was really the difference in the game.
And A.J. English, their great star, their senior, was injured when Iona last went to the NCAA tournament as a freshman, so he's getting a chance to play in the tournament now for the first time in his career, and he had some big moments in this game.
Well, and what a selfless star. You know, A.J. English is always looking for teammates. He's an excellent passer that averages over 6 assists per game, and obviously a big-time scorer that averages over 22. It was difficult to establish a rhythm in this ball game. He was 4 of 13 from the field, knocked down 8 of his 9 free throw attempts. He had 19 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals in this game. For most players, you'd say that's a career game. For him, it's under his averages in just about everything, but they're champions now.
A ton of emotion for the Gales. They're going to the NCAA tournament. Monmouth will have to wait and see if they get an at-large on Selection Sunday. The Iona College Gales, the champions of the MAAC.
To me, it's a no-brainer that Monmouth. That's all right. This camera's not going to work. Got hits in it. I hate it when we get a hit in the camera.
Now for the presentation of the 2016 MAAC Men's Basketball Championship Team Trophy. Accepting a trophy on behalf of Iona are seniors A.J. English, Isaiah Williams, Ibn Muhammad, and Aaron Roundtree.
To me, it's a no-brainer. Monmouth gets into the NCAA tournament as an at-large selection. Show me another team, not only that's 27-7, but that has won 13 true road games and has won 17 road neutral games. Monmouth played only 1 home game in their non-conference schedule. The rest were on the road, and they beat teams like UCLA, Southern Cal, Notre Dame, Georgetown. When you stack up resume to resume, you'll have teams that have won games against teams of that caliber. You will have no other team that has won 13 true road games and 17 road neutral games. 17 of their 27 wins away from home. Monmouth gets in, and it's a no-brainer. Thank you. You too. Well done.
Hello. Thank you to the Gales fans. Number 1. Thank you for all your support all year long. Everything you do for our team. The best 6 men in the country and women in the country. Thank you guys very much. Love you guys. Let's go to the NCAA tournament and go dancing.
Once again, congratulations to the Iona Gales and good luck in the NCAA tournament. Thanks for coming out to support the MAAC during this year's tournament. Please arrive home safely.
Hey, Billy.
from head coach Tim Clues.
Hello. Thank you to the Gales fans. Number one.
Congratulations to the Iona Gales, the 2016 MAAC Men's Basketball Champion. And good luck with the NCAA tournament. And now a few words from head coach Tim Clues.
All right, ready? 1, 2, and... There you go, baby. There you go. Anywhere you want. Wait, I want to fix it.
Did you hand this to me? Come on. God, this is
My piece ain't big enough, man. I need to go cut again. Come on, man. Sorry, John. 6 seconds.
I'm glad you didn't call that 5.